to enter an American Nightmare right after I turn off that. Bang. Wait a minute. No, I never updated that. Okay, hold on. There. Easy. Ooh. Woo. Ooh. Okay. Oh, a little crackle going on there. It's time to play Alan Wake's American Nightmare. The next in the Alan Wake saga. Last we left Alan Wake, he had traded his place in the dark place for his wife's, but he was stuck in the dark place. And the darkness was still around. The darkness wasn't vanquished or anything. Just Alice got out. That's kind of it. He's cutting glass with that jawline. Yeah, he's got a... The aesthetic of American Nightmare is pretty distinct. This kind of stuff. And I guess it's weird because I don't remember them leaning into this much. I guess you get a nail gun in the game. But you're not very, like... It's not very handyman-ish, which is kind of what that reads to me. I don't think Alan... Does Alan wearing flannel in this one? I mean, I guess. He's right there. Look at... Man! That fucking Grindhouse aesthetic really dominated everything in exactly 2012, 2013. You can even hear a projector. Yeah, it seems like it's trying to be like a campy drive-in kind of thing.
There are places in our world where fiction and dreams can come true, powered by the dark energies leaking from beyond. These places are a battlefield in a war between the powers of light and darkness. I'm Alan Wake, a writer, a creator. I know the rules of the game. My specialty is fiction that can change the world. Words of power that can bend reality to my will.
Bread Ace, thanks for the sub.
It's you.
Something horrible is coming. He's called Mr. Scratch. He's after my wife, Alice.
Do you know the real difference between us? I'm not afraid to be the center of attention.
I can't return to the real world. I've tried, but I'm operating on dream logic, forcing the door open a crack so I can slip through. Fiction wants to come true. All you need to do is help it achieve its potential. Under these peculiar, exceptional circumstances...
Oh, the birds!
Story, any urban legend, any lie can come true.
Man, they're really trying. They're really trying to upsell this, aren't they? Wow. They're trying to make this seem cool as hell. Bird. Guy who played Alan Wake in the live-action segments is also Dr. Darling in Control. I think you have that flipped. Dr. Darling is Alan Wake's voice. And the person playing Alan Wake, who looks like Alan Wake, is a different person. That wasn't Dr. Darling. It gets intense when you play the arcade mode. I don't think I ever did that.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. There are places in our world where fiction and dreams can come true.
Yeah, that is Dr. Darling's voice.
By the dark energies leaking from beyond. These places are a battlefield in a war between the powers of light and darkness.
Oh, we're gonna get to hear Dynamite again. Love that song. I remember there being some good Poets of the Fall tracks in American Nightmare.
I'm Alan Wake, a writer, a creator. I know the rules.
Didn't we just... We just saw this. All right. Whoop. Okay, all right. Yeah, 1080 default. Only full screen and windowed. Oof. I don't trust blur. It's Remedy blur though. This menu is dope though. Isn't this great? I remember like I couldn't quite get what American Nightmare was going for. Like I was happy there was more Alan Wake, but it seemed like there were a few different kind of aesthetics competing, but it's in the dark place and it's like it's all like he straight up told you, it's all dream logic, so I don't know. The statue behind you gets soft glow cat tails the plant added. No, that's always been there. The can't remember the name of that plant. It's like an air purifier plant. But there is a stick light in front of it that's lighting it up, making it the world's first and only RGB gamer plant. Oh, the little lantern things? Those were there too. Nothing back there has changed. But I'm glad you're now noticing them. Because Stephanie has done those decorations and they're phenomenal. Does the Tiki Head have a name? No. Although it should, now that I think about it. I remember realizing that this is kind of a controller game. So, we're going to play with the controller. I'm going to start a new story on normal. Is there anything cool about playing on Nightmare? Do you get any lore? Subtitles, right. Those weren't on. This is in Arizona. There. Okay, well that explains some of the shift in aesthetic then. It's like weird desert. Weird West. I like that. I think there's something about the American Southwest that can get really surrealistic. Raising Arizona? That has it more in like visuals than it does in the literal beats of the story.
Line between fiction becomes hopelessly blurred, and nowhere as vividly as in
Sweet Barry. We haven't seen anything of Barry in Alan Wake 2, have we? Yeah, the Simpsons Coyote episode. Yes. I guess it's psychedelics on the high desert.
The man before you is a champion of light. He is part of a conflict between darkness and light that is both ancient and eternal.
He looks very punished in Alan Wake 2, I gotta admit, with like the ratty hair.
A dangerous quarry, the herald of darkness. His evil doppelganger,
Scary door.
known only as Mr. Scratch.
Look at how smarmy he is. He should have damage on his forehead. Fucking Mr. Scratch.
I'll catch you eventually!
Maybe. But what are you gonna do then? By then, I'll have had my hands on everything you love.
Is he Max Payne 3 beat up? Kinda, yeah. He's probably a little more trounced up. Because he's been in like a psychedelic nightmare dimension for 17 years. So he looks pretty worn out. That's for sure.
The man has been brutally spat out from the darkness that surrounds
You okay?
the shores of our reality. He has come to fight a decisive battle in Night Springs.
It feels like the game is so much quieter than the FMV. I can't make it louder, can I? No? This is back when games were not quite civilized yet. The button prompts are already smaller though. Oh. This brushes up pretty well. It looks pretty good. I was curious what it was going to look like. This isn't remastered or anything. This is just the game reinstalled and running, so that's cool. Man. I do like that visual though. That rock formation jutting up against like this bluish greenish night sky. Ah, yes, of course. It's so quiet. What the heck? Man, I really don't remember much. Gun. All right, light gun. We got it all.
It's gonna be like that again, huh?
Ooh, look at that sunset. Okay, there's dodge.
In another life, the man was a writer. He still practices that art, forging weapons of war out of ideas. But the violent currents that brought him here have scattered the pages he has written.
So the thing was, though, is he was writing it. Maybe he finished it? So now he just has to, like, live out the rest of the novel that he wrote? But... I thought I had a good fix on all the layers in the story, but now that he's supposedly, like, in the dark place... Because part of him getting to the dark place was getting knocked off the typewriter, so he's not writing anymore.
The man senses that the solution to his predicament begins there.
Perhaps.
Somewhere within the Earth, space itself has been pierced, and from dark depths runs a steady flow of monsters. The man recognizes the hand of his evil double in this. He knows he must put an end to this madness.
This was a downloadable game, so in 2012 that kind of meant something about its scope. I guess today it'd be what you call double A. I think that was...
I can't stay here now.
It seemed like they were just really desperate to keep Alan Wake going, but they couldn't really get a full sequel greenlit. People at Remedy have only ever been vague about their efforts to try to keep Alan Wake going. But luckily it's seems like the sequel's finally arrived. Funded by Epic Games' desperate attempt to get everyone to like them. Is Alan Wake having a nightmare? I would say he's having a distinctly American one. Imagine a nightmare where you're not eating hamburgers constantly. That is the terrible scenario we find ourselves in.
What would be a French nightmare? Canned wine.
Tourists everywhere. Yeah,
Canned wine.
drinking canned wine. Yeah,
I
that's...
think would be a French nightmare. What would be a German nightmare?
I'm not gonna make bad jokes.
Okay, let's forget that one.
An unbalanced ledger.
Oh yeah. I mean that could like timepieces, something about
Yeah, an
precision.
inaccurate clock.
Inaccurate clock is
A painting askew.
a German nightmare.
Alan Wake's German nightmare.
What's a Canadian nightmare?
Ooh.
People who don't mean they're sorry.
Hockey canceled. No more
it is.
beer.
There it is.
Yeah,
Hockey is canceled.
hockey is
In
forbidden.
the state of Canada.
The state of Canada.
Oh, hell. This isn't gonna be good.
Oh, he's gonna be deranged.
How can you tell?
I remember this being the highlight.
Sorry, I'm not very good with gadgets.
Mr. Scratch just like blah, just monstering in a hotel room.
That's more like it.
It's basically a bunch of variations on Michael Madsen dancing with a razor in Reservoir Dogs.
I'll be right with you. I just gotta do this one thing.
I'm crazy. I'm crazy, motherfucker.
I like it quiet. I bet you're wondering why this is happening. Why am I doing all this? Why am I so hell-bent on ruining your life? You're cramping my style. You've got money, fame, everything you could want. But you don't know what to do with it. I do. I'm getting all the things you never had the balls to go for. Having more fun, too. Do you know the real difference between us? I'm not afraid to be the center of attention. This poor slob's just collateral damage, really. I mean, beat some information out of him earlier. But this part? This is just for kicks.
How could you, Mr. Scratch? Is that Alan talking to Alan? Yeah, kinda. It's Alan Wake's evil alter ego, Mr. Scratch,
So quiet.
who popped out of him when he fell into the dark place. But now Mr. Scratch is in the real world, killing folks and just being generally unhinged. Just being properly jokerized. His goal seems to be to ruin Alan Wake's life, sort of, or he seems to take joy in knowing that he's destroying, or on the cusp of destroying Alan Wake's career and image and reputation and all that. But really, he's just kind of freaking out in a hotel room. That's most of what I remember from American Nightmare. I guess the consequences of Mr. Scratch being out and doing stuff will be touched on. These doorknobs are huge. They're kind of uncomfortably large. Served in cans. What was that? What was that? What was that flickering? What was that? Oh, items. All right. I was excited to see if Alan Wake 2 would even acknowledge Mr. Scratch. I should have given the game more credit because part of me was just like, they're just going to like reboot it and leave all the weirds. They're just going to like make it generically creepy. It's going to be like a soft reboot. Oh, someone in there. That's an awful big suitcase. Unlock SMG. 3 manuscript pages. Do you have to...
I guess it's about time I went full auto.
Do you spend pages on guns? Did he write the evil version into existence? So that's kind of where the plot gets difficult at this point, because the actual highest level story of Alan Wake was that he was transfixed by Barbara, who was being controlled by some unspoken darkness, to make Alan Wake at the lake, because the lake has magic powers, to make Alan Wake write the darkness into the real world. That was the idea. The darkness knew that the lake had this power and was waiting for an artist that could channel the powers of the lake to make it happen. So the darkness stole his wife, his muse, and forced him to write, which is, he shouldn't have been able to write without his muse, I guess, but that's kind of where the metaphors break down. But so Alan Wake played along, and the first game is essentially the story he wrote to get out of being trapped by Barbara. So he wrote himself out of the narrative, but part of his stated thing about how the system works is that it has to be a good narrative. He can't just be like, and then Alan Wake got out and it was fine. Like then the power wouldn't work. Like the lake only respects good writing is kind of what's implied, I think. So he has to write a good story in which he gets his wife out and he gets out too. So in the process of crafting that narrative, he wrote in a previous writer who also channeled the powers to kind of tell him how to do it, Thomas Zane. And Zane showed up and kind of bonked Barbara and let Alan escape. And that's when Alan traded himself in the dark place for Alice, who was ostensibly out in the real world, Alan Wake's wife. So he's stuck in the dark place now. But Mr. Scratch popped out, and now Mr. Scratch running around the real world. Now here's the thing: where does the line break about what Alan was actually writing and what's like happening? You know, it's kind of the same thing. Is she aware of what happened? No, I don't think so. But you never really get to check in with Alice. Hey, not Switchfoot?
Hey,
Clubfoot?
it's you. There. You remember
I
me,
listened to
right?
that song a
Emma?
lot in
Emma Sloan?
2006.
I think you might have something that belongs to me.
Really?
A typewritten page?
Oh, yeah, that's weird. I did find a page like that.
Yeah, it's not a
I don't
lake,
even
it's an
know where
ocean.
It came from. It was all this weird stuff about the oil derrick and a satellite.
So Alan Wake
Yes,
discovered
that's what I'm
something
looking
about the
for.
nature of the dark
I don't know
place.
how you knew I had it, but I guess it's yours. Listen, What's this all about? There are these really creepy guys hanging around the oil derricks. There's something really weird about them.
They're dangerous. I'm gonna deal with them. Try to stay out of their sight, okay? And stay in the light. They hate the light.
Oh, dial.
Just to be clear, you should know that we haven't actually met before.
Sure we have, Mr. Wake. Remember you stayed at the motel here.
No, the guy you're talking about just looks like me, even if he uses my name. He's behind all this trouble.
Oh, I thought, now that you mention it, I guess your aura looks a lot nicer than his, actually. I'm very sensitive to things like that.
There's a bunch of stuff I need to find.
The things mentioned on that page? Well, there's a lot of old crap lying around this place.
Great, thanks.
I think you should be able to find everything.
A lot of old
except
crap.
the satellite.
Hello, real
obviously.
Mr. Payne.
Are you gonna tell me what this is?
I don't think that'd go over too well.
Why don't you let me be the judge of that?
Fine. The page is a formula for rewriting reality. Either I use it to close a strange portal to a place that isn't in our world, or shadowy serial killer monster things keep pouring out of there.
Yeah, you were right the first time.
You can think what you want about me, but there's still bad guys around. Be careful.
Well, you might be nuts, but I've seen the way they move, the way they look. I'll buy that.
They're called Taken. They aren't really human. Not anymore.
Taken.
And they're climbing out of the oil well? What, do they have secret headquarters down there, or?
No, that's just where the point of connection is. It's a hole that leads to, well, it's a really nasty place. That's why I need to close it.
And the guy who looks like you opened it, because he was hanging around the oil field before.
He gets around, unfortunately.
So we're both in the real world?
Thanks for helping me.
Oh, I wish I thought you were
No.
just a nutcase.
Actually, I kind of expected you to.
Maybe it's like phasing back and forth.
But I feel like this is how it's supposed to go. Isn't that weird?
Not really. I get that a lot in my line of work.
What do you do anyway?
I'm a writer.
Obviously.
What was that you said about my aura?
Oh, I'm very spiritual, you know. I can see auras, but I only use it for healing and helping people. I'm like a wise woman, you know? I give people insight and advice.
Look at that belt buckle.
Just because I say crazy things doesn't mean I believe everything.
Don't be
These
like
pants
that.
don't really read
Maybe
with the
you should
rest of
take
it,
a few
though.
crystals with you if you're going out there.
I guess they're
It might
kinda-
be
I guess they're
dangerous.
cargo pants.
They
That kinda
soothe your
fits.
energies and focus your mind. It's fantastic.
And they help me take out the bad guys?
Oh, well, no, not as such.
Yeah.
This started with a dark place
I'm-
spitting him
I have
out in the
some
real
wonderful
world for
homemade
unknown
herbal
reasons.
detox
Oh,
suppositories.
okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I should have been holding the nail gun that whole time. That would have looked way cooler. Look at this. I mean, it's a cool image for a video game character, I think. He's a property brother. Look at this car. Okay, so, I didn't
The
super
champion
trek.
of light recognizes the page he got from the woman. It is a weapon of his own design, custom engineered to destroy the dark portal. If he recreates the conditions of the page, a great power will be unleashed.
All right. Yeah, mini-map shows current objectives, location of ammo boxes, safe havens shown as icons. Blinking question marks indicate hidden manuscript pages nearby. Oh.
Wait. Wait! Whoa!
Cool.
That's one thing down.
Okay, yeah, I guess I didn't really track him getting spat out of the dark place. Maybe because it's more fun for Mr. Scratch? Does he have that kind of power? Game theory. Evil version is just the one from the first game still under evil influence. The one you were playing as is the Alan Wake written into existence in the first game. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm curious about that. Bad B, about about you, the player, playing a character in the narrative, but not the protagonist. But they don't tell you that. That feels like some Remedy shit too. I thought that about I think that is the case honestly with Saga in 2. I think the FBI agent is a character, but you don't know that. And you play as her and you don't know that either. But there's some of the things about the way she talks feel, I don't know, feels like they're written, if that makes sense, but in a like they say the things the character would say in that moment. Whereas Alan Wake's dialogue is a little different, and he kind of rolls with things in a different way.
That's
I don't know.
Just one more to go.
I think I'm looking into it too much. Honestly, the thing that really racked my brain is that she was just walking around with Alex Casey, and they were both just like in the forest. Although that could all be within bounds of the lake, and especially of the dark place, kind of breaking reality. So I don't know. There was a recent interview where Sam Lake explained there are layers to the dark place, and Alan kind of slips between them. Okay. I could see that. Alan, because American Nightmare, I forgot about them talking about like Mr. Scratch and Alan Wake being in the same place at roughly the same time. But that does kind of fit, that he's just sort of like slipping in between.
The enemy tears itself in two to avoid the hated light. It becomes weaker, but more numerous. Such is the arithmetic of horror.
The arithmetic of horror. The nail gun is kind of fun to use. It's got a fun sound. Toot, 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 toot.
That was just messed up.
I don't think you can look too deep into it. Leave no stone unturned. Yeah, I mean, that's the fun, honestly. That's the fun of stories like this. If they're well told, it's such a delicate balance to it.
It's everything.
CD?
The man has found the
Something tells
battery,
me I'm really
but it
gonna
is
need the extra
empty.
firepower.
It will need to be recharged.
Yeah, I feel like it's so hard to do well. To write a story with just the right amount of gaps so that viewers, players, and participants can form their own theories. And what it took me a while to warm up to the idea is that there is no right answer, you know? The story is what it is with the gaps and all. And it's only the emotional connections of the audience that make it a whole. And even then, it's only a whole to the individual. And each complete experience is different. I think games are kind of unique in their ability to do that, to be honest, because they're so interactive. They elicit emotion far more effectively than you know, video or music. Although music's pretty good too. I feel like the more gaps there are, the more you compel the viewer to fill with their own imagination. Finding hidden manuscript pages, blast your enemies with serious firepower. So I guess maybe I have manuscript pages from playing this before already.
I need this battery charged.
No problem. Here you go.
Thanks. Listen, I don't know what's gonna happen exactly when I do this. My memory's a little hazy.
I don't even know what that means.
All I'm saying is you don't want to come anywhere near the oil field, all right? This thing could get out of hand.
In the middle of highly flammable materials. Great.
I'll do my best to contain it.
Just...
Yeah, Imagine Wagons. So, Tony Hawk's American Wasteland is the first.
Okay.
Actually, no, wait. American McGee's Alice, Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, and then Alan Wake's American Nightmare. That's the trilogy. It's a good one, right? World famous American trilogy. You made that joke earlier. All three of the same games too? Or wait, was it just the American Wasteland thing? If people are dropping American McGee references, I want to know about it. doesn't seem to unshadow them like it used to. Oop. Yeah. Okay. Go around this way. Francis Scott Key wrote America the Beautiful as a time-reversed anti-sequel to this DLC. Yeah, the Control-averse has been around for a while, it seems. A lot of lore to catch up on. A lot of lore, a lot of lore. Oh. Splitter dudes. What a bizarre enemy. Not all of them? I guess it is kind of satisfying to shoot a ton of little dudes. Imagine once I have flares or something, that's going to be really satisfying. Ow. Ow. Hey.
Time to make some serious changes.
Let's see here. The wheel was in place, the oil was flowing, the battery was attached, and the lights were blinking. The CD was playing in the boom box. All right. Place the bell. Flow the oil. Got a tippity tap little button here to increase my immersion. Pop the CD in there. I don't want to wait for us to be over. There we go. There it is. Nice. I remember there being a couple hot tracks. Of course, satellites crash in Arizona. Sabian? Yeah, Clubfoot. I never listened to anything else from this band, or this artist. But I really like this song. Very Guy Ritchie soundtrack. I think it was briefly in Transporter 2. Man, good song. A lot of it is the same. Oh, okay. It's all just kind of like gritty UK synth rock. Sounds like something Oasis would have done. I already have a flare gun. Could have been using it this whole time. On all those little dudes? On all those tiny dudes?
I think I hear more of them.
Yeah, I
Sure
think
do.
I noticed.
Wow, Alan. It's her first time.
That's the last of them. We're
Yeah, that's true. This is a woman we're talking about. Alan Wake does not necessarily have a famed amount of patience
I got him. You're safe. I need you to tell me what
for his
you know.
better halves.
The guy who looks like me.
He really only snaps at Alice really bad that first
There
time.
was a party in one of the rooms. It was pretty wild.
It's pretty
I'm not
bad,
which
but
room it was in.
You didn't attend.
No, I wasn't there.
there's not a whole lot of evidence in the game that he was like
I
mega
heard that he went to
abusive.
the diner
But
and
it's
there
fun
was
to
a fight
assume,
there
right?
or
Because he like
something.
drank a lot,
Maybe you could find out
and he's
more
pretty.
from
He's
there.
like very
I got
unreasonably
some
short
secrets
with
to
her.
use.
Yeah, I guess because she's
have
just
a
straight up
cute
gone. She's not around. Even in the like flashbacks and stuff, he's like
Hell.
he's kind of
I'm getting out of
shitty.
here soon.
He's a little bit
Close
shitty.
up this place and
He's
go
like
home.
smarmy, and he's always like, "Oh, you." Like he's a little condescending.
Yeah, thanks for the advice, but I'm not sticking around. Just go
But he's not
away,
like
okay?
straight up a monster. But I guess he's writing himself, probably, in those flashbacks, so he's gonna be kind. Turbo Z, thanks for the sub. Yeah, it was, I mean, the whole like, hey, she mentioned getting him back to writing multiple times, which is a little out of bounds, because he's pretty clearly like, well, by the events of Alan Wake, he's very clearly like sensitive about it. So it's weird that she like, it's weird. There's something about that. It's weird. I think maybe the darkness was influencing her as well or something, because she's the one who booked the trip. So I wonder about that. They got to him through her, which sucks because it makes it a very like male center of the universe kind of story. But I mean, whatever. It kind of also makes sense within context of it being an Alan or a Stephen King story about Stephen King.
Are you okay?
I guess. Thanks for the help. Were those what do you call them? The Taken? What are they?
It's complicated. Short version, the darkness can take people over. That's why I had to destroy the oil derrick. Otherwise, they would have overrun the place.
Wow, I didn't think you'd actually do it. I mean, I didn't think it'd work. That's crazy.
Oh, Hartman contacted Alice. Oh, I thought she contacted Hartman. But even still, Hartman is kind of the very obvious negative presence there, which is actually super followed up on a Control DLC now that I think about
Let
it.
me just try one more time at the risk of sounding like a broken record. It's bad out there. I don't want you hurt. You should stay put.
Yeah, while you turn this place into an inferno, run around shooting things up and play some kind of weird games with your psycho evil twin. Don't get me wrong, you're nice for a weirdo. I'm impressed as hell by all of this, but enough is enough. I seriously just want to get out of here, okay?
Darkness affects areas far away from the lake. It seems, yeah. Got that. When is the last time we got introduced to a babe working on a car? The famed Transformers shot. Cyberpunk, I guess. Final Fantasy 15. Oh, Cindy? Yeah. Oh, you just finished Control last week? Nice. Yeah, we're up on it. Yeah, I think it's Cyberpunk.
A poltergeist. Its existence is one of rage and hostility, and its
Could always do for one more.
turns ordinary objects into deadly projectiles.
Shit!
Damn, now it's not on the sign anymore. It looked really cool. Man. It's kind of hitting me how much love there is for goofy desert architecture. There's a lot of not a lot, not exactly like this. The neon sign in the middle of the desert is just an American image through and through. But there's some of that stuff in California for sure. The swoops, the projected rooftops, A-frames, neon. So good. Look at these windows. Look at how cute that is. Oh, these little squiggles of like, of the purples and reds. I love it. I love it. Let me in there. Let me in there. It looks great. Yeah, Kentucky Route Zero had a lot of that energy for sure. Oh man, I want to play through that on stream. I love Kentucky Route Zero. Phenomenal surrealistic game. Oh god. These stools, this countertop. Oh. Ooh. This old chair. Babe! Babe! The new this old chair is in. What's more American than flipping through the latest this old chair, sipping on coffee that's been sitting on the burner for 4 hours?
Traces of violence. A callous midnight snack. A room key left carelessly behind. The man recognizes the enemy's handiwork.
I think these are keys for the motel rooms.
Ooh, Fishin' Man. The battle continues.
Satellite and now this? That place might be involved.
Hello, do you have the latest Fish Man? Oh, well, we have Fish and Man. Oh. Oh, well, never mind then.
Emma Sloan was a believer in a great many things, most of which were entirely fallacious.
Oh, what?
Emma Sloan, an innocent victim of his dark half. More collateral damage in the ongoing war.
Just like that, huh?
Damned by forces beyond her control, as much as by her own actions.
I mean, she was hanging out in a lit place. The darkness just gets to decide it. It knocks out the lights. I don't remember the flare button. Oh, there it is. Well, she seemed nice. Yeah, she could still be alive. Who knows? Still have the door wobble sound. I love it. A flumpa flumpa. A flumpa flumpa.
Michael Farabee, dead, tortured, dressed in clothes that bore the name of a local observatory. A slim lead, but solid enough. It stirs something deep in his mind. He knows where to go now.
I do? Okay.
The observatory, hot on the heels of the Herald of Darkness, the champion of light forges on to see the stars.
All right. All right. It's gonna drop me there? Yes, it will.
An observatory, a place for a man to witness the magnificence of the universe. But such insights are not what the champion of light is looking for. He has come to find a weapon.
Is there any driving An American Nightmare? I don't know. Yeah. We're gonna need to demand that same door wibble wobble sound in Alan Wake 2. The exact same wave file.
Welcome back, listeners. As you know, I'm Eddie Rodman, and I'm still talking to old gods of Asgard, who are doing their big comeback tour. How's that been going for you? Odin?
Splendid! I'm having the time of my life. You know, I didn't realize how much I missed that.
And what about you, Tor?
It's okay, you know.
Well, this must bring back a lot of memories.
Oh, yeah! It's wonderful to be back on stage. If it wasn't for my knee, I'd feel like a young man again.
Well, speaking of that, I hate to keep harping on this age thing, but I gotta tell you, I've heard your new songs, guys, and you sound really good.
Thank you.
And, this may be a touchy subject, but to be blunt, you really don't sound, well, old. I mean, the difference between your speaking voice and your singing voice, it's pretty striking.
What the hell are you talking about?
That's a little weird, isn't it? A little weird.
About us singing on that record? What? What's he talking about?
No, I'm not saying that, guys, but I can't help noticing the difference.
Son, you're on thin ice. You calling me a liar?
Whoa, hey, let me just step in here for a moment, boys. Yeah, they do sound different, but believe me, we're not talking
Barry!
Milli Vanilli here. These guys
Oh
are
my
the real
God.
deal. Why don't you come to the gig tomorrow night and see for
So
yourself?
wait, he's representing them now?
That stage, boom, things get real.
Really?
Believe me, they play like they're possessed. It's almost like magic. Look, you see my boys play, you see the old gods for real. These guys project a lot of power. They're not lightweights, you know what I'm saying?
All right, Barry, I'll see if I can make it. Now, let's take another quick break here, and after that, we'll play the new Old Gods of Asgard single. Don't you go away.
That's bullshit. He needs to be out there negotiating better deals for me. Explaining to my publisher why I haven't written anything in years. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Sir Kills a Lot. Where's my book deal, Barry? This is insinuating that the old gods of Asgard hold some sort of magical ability, possibly due to the nature of their art being created when they lived at Bright Falls or Cauldron Lake. Yeah, the old gods of Asgard are sort of wise to what's going on. They have the ability to understand the dream logic of the dark place, or something like that. In their own kind of unique and not quite understandable way, they know that some shit's going on. They kind of tell you about it. And yeah, I think they even allude to, like, that. I don't know if they ever specifically acknowledge that it affected their career or, like, influenced their music. Oh, that's right. Yeah, and they were distilling liquor out of water from the lake. So that puts you in a place, apparently. Forgot about that part. Puts you in your feels. They're the chorus of the Greek plays. Interesting. I don't even know what that is, Ultimate Zane. I'm fairly convinced that most things in Alan Wake are references to the creative process, or they're allegorical for elements of the creative process. Like Alan Wake literally has writer's block, but also he's stuck in the dark place where he's kind of surrounded by these nonsensical characters who are saying like banal and uninteresting dialogue. So it's like the narrative is not... He's flailing around for the narrative in terror in the same way that a writer would try to find it in the real world while they're trying to write something. And he's separated from his muse, and they're pretty literal about Alan's wife being his muse. So in those regards, it is it's weird because it's like it's a Twin Peaksy, weird dialogue driven, quirky character driven thing, but it's also a morality play, you know, and it kind of works on both levels. Alan Wake does because it's actually pretty concise and pretty targeted with its weirdness. I am excited about I'm excited about 2. I'm really excited to see where they're gonna go with it. Ancient Greek plays had a chorus of singers that basically narrate the play. Oh. You think that's what the old gods of Asgard are? I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right, now that I think about it. The lyrics of Poet and the Muse basically just tell you the story of Alan Wake 1. Yeah, 100%. I need to pay more attention to the lyrics of the songs in American Nightmare then. Yeah, Indiana Junkins. No, you're right about that. There's some overtones about how he treats Alice at the beginning of Alan Wake 1. He's not kind to her, that's for sure. He is really shitty, in fact. Hunting rifle. Oh. Yeah, I think I've got this stuff pre-unlocked from playing the game already. Yeah, Borg Ninja. I agree. I think the look works, and I think it's a unique look for a game protagonist. It's a little like it kind of doesn't work for me because you already know Alan Wake. He's not this rugged. I guess by the end of the first game, he kind of is. He's been through some shit. So it's fine, I guess. And if anything, it's like it kind of makes sense for him to fit his surroundings narratively and aesthetically. But yeah, the work boots, the like work pants, I'm into it. It's a cool look. It reminds me of like, you know, just things like Evil Dead or even Dead Alive, where it's just like somebody suits up with what's available to them, and that becomes their superhero attire or their leveled up look. Getting decked out in like hockey pads to fight zombies or something. Yeah, it fits the American Nightmare part. Looks like an American man. Yeah, somebody that's been driving all day would stop in to that diner for a cup of coffee. Or at least that's what we imagine. Who knows? More like a bump of meth in the parking lot. But it's all about the image because this is all taking place inside of a narrative. But yeah, going back to Alan and how he treats Alice, I was just kind of discussing that after playing Alan Wake 1, there's a little more implication there than I picked up on. Like, it's so easy for him shouting at her like an asshole to overpower everything. But also it does seem pretty leading. Like, she very specifically talks about him getting back to writing. And like the whole reason Alan was going was because he wanted to get away from writing for a while. So it's a pretty direct betrayal. Combat shotgun. Oh, not enough manuscript pages. Doesn't excuse his reaction, of course, but there's some context there. I think my theory is that his muse was getting manipulated in the way that he directly would later become manipulated.
Hello?
Which actually might be why he wasn't able to write, because the darkness was already affecting
I can't believe you dare show your face around here
his
again.
muse. Or the dark presence, like his creative throughput had already been tainted. But like from a writer's perspective, and like certainly from the Shining perspective, when a man is feels ineffective, he tends to lash out on his wife. One of those kind of "you're holding me back" situations. Idealized Alan would never speak to her like that, and would fight off the literal darkness for her, etc.
It wasn't me. I just looked.
That's theoretically what he does, but that's also part of a good narrative, right?
I'm trying to stop him.
So it's like you don't know what part is
He
him
got along with them just fine.
acting as
Yes,
what part is him writing himself as a protagonist and what part is him
Thank you.
exercising free will. It gets fuzzy. One of the enemies in this game is literally just spiders. I guess they have those in the Southwest. Hell yeah. What you up to, Mr. Scratch?
Hey, buddy. I figured I'd take a moment to talk to you. There's a party next door.
It's fun. I mean, this
Feeling pretty good right now.
2012.
A little beer.
Did phones have front-facing cameras in 2012? Because the Scratch scenes kind of read like somebody who's sending you video, but they're way too close to their phone.
A little fun, you know? It's nice. Listen, this whole thing between us, it's a little weird for me too, you know? I mean, we don't just look the same, there's a lot we share. I mean, up here, I know you, right? So I was thinking maybe we could...
I guess that's the weird thing too, is it seems like all of these videos are inside that one hotel, but you've already left. So is he recording new videos there? I don't know.
These guys are getting out of control. Look, I feel like we're both victims of circumstance here. And maybe we could make some kind of effort to...
Yes, there is a hotel in Control. I mean, Control very directly acknowledges Alan Wake and the events of Alan Wake. So there's no mistakes. Need me a strangling cord. But it's like a party. Is he gonna go over there and like strangle everybody? Mr. Scratch is just too dark and twisted. What are you gonna do, Mr. Scratch? You gonna punch him?
Never mind.
You gonna punch them all with your cord fist? I mean, I guess if you go in there ready, you could probably hit like 2 people before anyone knows what you're doing. Mr. Scratch goes in there and just goes rabid. Like he's in a mosh pit.
To see anyone here tonight, but I'm relieved to see an actual person. That's assuming this isn't some kind of cruel trick on your part, of course.
Yeah, John Wick mode, just because those damn kids are making too much noise. He's pretty cool, isn't he? Darkly alluring. Who in chat thinks they can fix him? Who can fix Mr. Scratch? Oh, jeez. Yeah, I remember this game being a little more booby, which is weird for Alan Wake.
Right now, something I can't begin to classify, but I think it's disabled our satellite. There's a very peculiar signal that we're receiving.
A signal? That's what I'm here for.
I mean, I guess there's women and they're talking, so that's
He
good.
didn't seem to understand it at all. He got very angry, sabotaged our imaging array, and now we're blind. I believe the event is still going on, but we can't pick it up.
What a sexy scientist. What is she wearing?
Brokers essentially just
She put on her cocktail dress to put the lab coat over it.
There's a replacement in my car. If you can get that to me, we're back in business.
Consider it done.
Also, why is she so posh? We're in Arizona.
Tell me more about the signal.
It's almost as if something's being transmitted to Night Springs. It's the strangest thing. It's quite elusive, almost as if it
Oh, was she at a party before? Oh, okay. All right.
describe it.
So,
good writing. Good writing.
I wish I knew. He appeared before I had a good fix on it. He was very pleasant when I was working, but when I isolated the signal, he suddenly forced me out of the control booth. He said it was none of my business. He seemed to to change. Somehow he was very smooth and charming before that, but suddenly he became, I'm sorry. I'm not sure I want to talk about it.
I have to ask.
Oh, there we go.
Do you
Here it is.
always wear that to work?
I was at a party for a local art exhibition. Fascinating works. When I was called away by my assistant, Michael was the first to spot this event. I don't know where he is now, actually. He was supposed to bring us some food, but he never showed up.
Tell me about the event.
Oh, it's quite fascinating. It looks as if stars were changing, somehow. Or shifting positions. It isn't really happening, of course. Most likely it's caused by some kind of atmospheric refraction phenomenon. But I've never seen anything like it.
Did he hurt you?
No. He didn't quite threaten me exactly, but those shadowy things started to crawl into view, and whatever the signal was, he seemed to be extremely frustrated by it. He just started breaking things and left. I thought it best not to interfere.
You were lucky. He's done much worse.
Yes. He showed me a knife, and he kept talking. He enjoyed the sound of his own voice. A proper maniac. You really aren't anything like him, are you?
Believe me, I try very hard not to be.
I guess theoretically it is just Alan Wake's like ego manifest running rampant. Can't open that. He's like, he craves fame and money and wants to spend it and abuse it. It doesn't really say on what, though. Like, he never really tells you what he's about, Mr. Scratch. He just kind of, like, loves freaking you out. He's just a perpetual mind freak. That's Mr. Scratch. He does seem to be pretty hedonistic, though. Like, he loves being evil.
It's a very expensive part,
And he's like, he only gets agitated if he's not allowed to be evil.
Oh dear, that sounded more callous than I intended. Be safe.
He's happiest when he's doing maximum evil, but even then it seems like he's a little bit mad because he could be doing more evil. Yeah, mind freak. Seeming a little control-y all of a sudden. Automatic doors here? Yeah, he wants to just completely upend your pretty, peaceful little life. With your shitty little evening TV programs and your TV dinners and your little favorite spot on the couch. He's here to say, fuck that. Fuck you.
This must be your car.
I'm drink my own piss. Oh, spiders. Yeah. Spiders. Oh, God. Ugh. I thought they'd be like furry little guys. They're like dragging legs. They look like they're injured. Ugh. That's kind of fucked up, huh? Oh, they hop. Ow. Honestly, though, shooting spiders with a nail gun is pretty ace. I like that. That is some like real pulpy kind of horror movie stuff. I've tried to watch Eight-Legged Freaks a couple of times, and for some reason I never make it out of the first 15 minutes, but I should love that movie. I also don't think I've ever finished Arachnophobia. Eight-Legged Freaks is a treasure. Oh. Whoa. Yeah, Ram, it's fun romp. Really, it's just like, it's the beats that are just so stupid that they're funny. Those are the ones I live for. Like, I think at the beginning of Eight-Legged Freaks, there's just like a rumbly car driving down the road. And it hits a bump, and then a drum of toxic waste flies out. That's a pretty stellar way to start a movie. And it like rolls, lands on some spiders. I don't know, whatever.
I found it!
Who cares?
I'll operate the platform directly below the telescope so you can install the array. Don't worry, it's very easy.
I never saw Evolution, but I know what you mean. There was Dying Panda, I kind of associate that all with this weird post-Farrelly Brother window, where some like raunchier comedies like Something About Mary showed Hollywood that comedy could work, but it had to have this like, almost like puerile sensibility.
Brilliant, you've got it.
Had to be much more like childish, more farts and
Yes, it's in perfect
and squirts, liquids.
All right, we're good to go. Let's take a look at the skies.
They're coming to get you, Barbara. That reminds me, I want to add that clip to Mediatek. Reptilicus is the best horror movie I've seen. Reptilicus. Okay. Speaking of reptiles, I saw Alligator with a young Harry Dean Stanton, I believe? No, it was the other guy. Damn. Not Harry Dean Stanton, the dude that was in Jackie Brown.
The automated coolant system. Somebody just interrupted the flow.
So now what?
Well,
Oh, it was on Mystery Science Theater? Amazing. Okay, I'll have to check that. I'll have to track that version
I know
down.
it's dangerous there, but, well...
I got it!
Please come talk to me if you have questions.
Reptilicus. I saw the first like third of Scream, Blackula Scream, the sequel to Blackula. Now that I'm into the Blackula universe, I gotta ride it all the way out. Blackula made waves because I think the actor, I might get my trivia wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure the actor insisted that the main character have and keep an African name.
There's something I should know about this coolant thing?
Yeah, Blackula's pretty rad, actually.
The telescope is very
It hits the beats of a Dracula story. You know, it's kind of like that dark gothic love story.
cause damage, so it shuts down automatically.
But it also has a rad title sequence.
And hot electronics.
So does Scream Blackula Scream.
Which we want to eliminate as much as possible.
What is this coolant anyway? Is it dangerous?
We use liquid nitrogen. It's quite safe.
If I can make it to the valves in one piece.
Yes, there is that. Good luck.
I'm assuming you didn't have this kind of trouble using the telescope earlier, when my double was here.
No, it went very smoothly. Until he turned into a nutter. This doppelganger of yours doesn't seem to want anyone else to look at this phenomenon. Honestly, it seems a little pointless to me. There are many eyes on the sky.
I'm not sure what we're gonna get once this thing is working again, but I have a hunch. I doubt it has anything to do with outer space, or that anyone else can see it. I think it's a message from me.
For you?
Boy.
That seems unlikely.
Everything's about Alan, huh?
And even if it were a very localized phenomenon, surely it's visible to others in the area.
Maybe. But I wouldn't bet on it. There's a reason he came here, and a reason he doesn't want me looking at it.
We're just operating on reverse logic, though, huh? He doesn't want me to, so I need to. Mr. Scratch. I'm excited to see new Mr. Scratch. That's the thing. This actor has had 17 years to get fully into the headspace of Mr. Scratch. To completely inhabit the most messed up, jokerized experience.
Just remember, you need to release all 3 valves. It doesn't matter what order you do it in.
Oh yeah, I started Haunted Mansion. Speaking of getting jokerized, I started Haunted Mansion last night. And I didn't get far enough into Haunted Mansion to see Jared Leto. Because Jared Leto's in Haunted Mansion, and that's great. We'd love to see that. Apparently they're gonna have a Haunted Mansion themed bar on one of the Disney cruise ships. Yeah, the new Disney movie. Not the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion, although I've seen that too. And also, I think, kind of really clocked out at about 15 minutes. Is the door open? Oh. Saw the Eddie Murphy one in theaters. Oh, there's actually a kid. The kid actor in Haunted Mansion is fantastic. Super, super good. Like absolutely nailed the comedic beats of the lines that they were given. So, top marks. Don't remember the little kid's name, but was adorable. Just stuck the landing on so many lines. Like goofy millennial, like, oh, I'm not sure about that. Like shit like that, but actually just like really hammered it out of the park. Love to see it. Go watch Haunted Mansion for the... Hold on, let me look up the names of the... What? Jesus Christ. We got a new star on our hands, everybody. I'm raising the alarms early. Nope. Why is the 2003 one first? Everyone wants 2023 Haunted Mansion. Here we go. Chase Dillon. Funny as hell. What else has he been in? Look at that. First Wives Club. 5 episodes. And the star rises. Get on board early. Ride the Chase Dillon train. Look at this dapper little kid in his hat. Excellent. Just excellent. Love to see it. Oh, I can't do that. Oof, I haven't seen Pluto Nash. Damn. Watching like every Eddie Murphy comedy would be tough. Oh. Coming to America 2 was pretty good, I guess. Actually, Dolomite Is My Name was really good. I enjoyed that. I haven't even seen Dolomite yet. I need to do that. Oh, I finally watched the original Cape Fear, which was awesome. Not nearly as like elbow to the ribs as Scorsese's redo, which I also really like.
Okay, that should.
But man, Robert Mitchum, what a bastard! That movie goes pretty hard for its time too. I watch Trading Places almost every Christmas. Aw. I think I want to... Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is like a Thanksgiving movie, right? I want to watch that again. I don't think... I've only seen that movie like 3 times, but I've cried every time. Man, it's rough. What a good film, though. Holy shit. Speaking of John Hughes, I think. Oh yeah, new, also speaking of Steve Martin, Only Murders in the Building. Continues to be phenomenal. They got frickin' Meryl Streep on Only Murders in the Building. Oh, Norbit? Yeah, I gotta watch Norbit. I just remember the giant Eddie Murphy head. Hold on, I gotta look it up now. There it is. Yes. Love that. I love that picture. I think about this picture often. I would say I think about that picture at least once a month. Wonder where it is now. Yeah, right? Hopefully somebody's like sleeping inside of it.
Released all the valves, Doctor.
They crawled into it like a hermit crab, and now they live there.
Yes, I believe you've got it sorted.
It's still out there?
Nicely done.
It feels good to believe that, doesn't it?
That sounds like trouble. I don't think they're happy with our success.
but they found a way in.
Oh, dude, you sound so concerned.
Hold on a little longer. I've almost got it isolated.
Curious if Beverly Hills Cop aged well? I actually watched that pretty recently. It hasn't really aged well. There's some like not great stereotypes, I guess, but it's not like mean, I guess. I think it's really just riffing on like race or stereotype at all is the thing that makes it seem dated nowadays. It's just kind of a weird movie though, honestly. There's a lot of like it almost, yeah, I almost want to believe that it's like improvised or partially improvised. It's a lot of just like Eddie Murphy doing characters really loud at character actors who are just kind of like like that's it. And then he's like yelling and doing his funny voices and they're all just like and he does that like all the time. That's how he breaks every case, is like he just does that to somebody and then they let him in, or they show him to a room, or they give him information because he's just like screaming at them in a funny voice. It's I mean, it's funny, don't get me wrong, it's just weird. There's not a lot of structure to it, I guess. It's just a bunch of weird scenes and then a shootout. Judge Reinhold is always there being like, oh, just happy to be there, I guess. Yeah. It was definitely more on the, I guess homophobic feels too strong, but definitely stereotypical. I mean, one of the more natural and funny scenes is unfortunately with, I think, Marlon Wayans, because that's kind of like two comedians who are kind of on the same level, kind of doing the same thing.
It's amazing. I'm not sure what it is yet. Let alone where
Like that actually is the standout scene in that movie for me. It's the one that works the best, and also it's the most stereotypical. So,
but I don't understand how that.
The most problematic, I suppose.
Maybe that's just how the story goes.
What?
Never mind. Is there a way I can hear it, or however this is supposed to?
I just realized 21 Jump Street has a lot of that energy. It feels very fucking Beverly Hills Cop.
What do you mean it's incomplete?
It's almost as if we're only getting a fragment of it.
I need the whole thing. This is important.
I'm sure it is, but this is all we're getting.
Did the man who looks like me get the whole thing?
He locked me out of the booth, so
Tim
I
Allen's Wake.
Knowing. But I can't. He didn't really seem to understand it.
Nice.
So, what's in the sky?
It doesn't make any sense. The stars are just... they're wrong. I thought I'd be able to see something, but it's like I'm looking at a...
Yeah, Borg Ninja. Yeah, the F slur is rough. Honestly, like, I've been watching a lot of blaxploitation lately, and that's the really sad thing. Is those movies, like, they throw a lot of appropriate shots at, like, rich white dudes. I'm down with that. But then they kind of throw some elbows like, to the side, to the homosexual community, and that's a bummer. That's a bummer. It sucks to see that happen at all, but it was the 70s. It was just kind of a more cruel time.
Of a signal.
I feel like the aughts was the same.
It too is a weapon created by the champion of light. In its words, stirs a new reality. But it is.
There's some real oh fuck yeah moments that get really undercut.
A course
by putting other marginalized groups in the crosshairs.
Enemy.
But still, you get some good lines. My cookie would kill you. I think about that. Oh damn! I didn't know that they had that in the first Fast and Furious.
The site of lurid celluloid fantasies. It's now the site of an art exhibition, and yet, it's the search for closure rather than culture that brings the champion of light here.
Rap peaked with De La Soul. Hard to argue. Impeccable vibes with De La Soul. Oh wait, well, I don't know. Wait, no. I'm thinking of Midnight Marauders. Never mind. There's some tracks on that are a little rough. But yeah, no, De La Soul's pretty impeccable. They're like working on new stuff, right? They're back? Or I think they negotiated the streaming rights for their music or something. There was some De La movement lately. Yeah. Yeah, Tribe Called Quest. That's it. Thank you. I was just kind of blanking on the name. Yeah. There's some like shitty dude stuff in some Tribe albums.
That's fantastic.
Are you okay?
Go away. No, I want you.
Go away.
But
No.
You'll get angry if you're here, so you gotta go. You know I'll do what you want.
Okay.
I love you so much. Did you know that love hurts?
One of the funniest things in the world is when a woman like plays that stereotype so that it's funny. I like that. I love you. I hate you. I think Heather Graham might be top tier.
It's not allowed.
Like playing Airhead characters so hard that it makes like it's so good. She finds a way to laugh at it while also playing it.
The
That's the
other side
best.
of the drive-in, but it's locked.
Where's the key? Just so that
I think I'm thinking about Bowfinger.
It's on the wall next to the cash register. But you can't. You can't. Don't be bad.
Hey, no problem. I'm just gonna go do some other stuff. Scout's honor. Just try to stay calm. I've seen this kind of thing before. I think you're gonna be okay.
She's all darknessed up though.
Why is it so hard to think?
You've been touched by darkness.
No.
I'm hoping it's not permanent.
Remember when you were here before and you kissed me?
Oh.
Everything got all dark.
Mr. Scratch kissed the devil into her.
Listen, this is very important.
He lit her fire.
I mean,
ignited her
where did I
oven.
go? Can you tell me that?
Ovaries on
You don't
overdrive.
need to go anywhere. You're here now.
Put that vagina in
And
sport
you're in my
mode.
head. You should be in me. You should touch me again.
Damn.
Not with a 10-foot pole, lady. Hey, just in case there's a part of you in there that's freaking out right now, it's not your fault. I promise I'll do what I can to help you, okay?
I don't... Please go away.
Don't sweat it. I'm just saying that in case you really need to hear it, I've been there.
I think there are spiders in my eyes. I think you put them in me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go now.
Yeah. 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 Oh.
And we're back with Old Gods of Asgard and their manager, Barry Wheeler. Guys, you're on your comeback tour, and you're playing a lot of your classic material, but you've also got a new single out, right? How'd that come about? Was it hard to go back into the studio after such a long time?
Are you kidding me? They were chomping at the bit. They were just itching to stretch those creative muscles. Now, it had been a while because, you know, they spent a lot of time in,
Retirement. We were retired.
We were?
Yeah.
No. We were at the lodge, and
We escaped. We were at the retirement.
That's right.
thing, retirement.
Freaking Hartman was
Yeah.
keeping them in check, I guess.
Really, once we got in the studio, things started happening. Now, the music has changed a little bit, and the boys were a little rusty, so it took us a while to find the right gear. But hey, once we got going, whew, boy, they kicked ass. And it's an awesome song. It's called Balance Slays the Demon, and seriously, I think it's their finest work. And hey, I should know, I produced it.
Oh, really? I didn't know you were a producer.
Well, this is my first
producer?
time. I mean, they needed a little bit of guidance, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, these guys are the best. But it's the 21st century, man. Things just sound a little different these days. So, you know, I kind of stepped in there, helped them make it sound all cool, kind of jazzed it up.
That sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, it's a good time for a gamer stretch.
Easy, man. I was
I'm gonna
just, you know,
stretch on the back of my
hey,
chair
give it a
here.
little zing, you know? Let's take it to another level so it really rips. You know, let's just throw some really sweet synths in. Like that, you know, just kicked it up a notch. But it's totally old gods.
Well, listeners, you can judge for yourselves. here's Old Gods of Asgard, and balance slays the demon.
Oh, yeah.
Deep in the ocean of darkness, in the mirror of light, balance
This is the new sound he's talking about?
and in your fantasies, he rides a storm on your peace.
Okay, so it's like 80s hair metal now. Or 80s power metal. Fuck yeah.
Beyond the shadow you settle for, there is a miracle illuminated. Deep in the ocean of darkness, in the mirror light, the balance becomes a stranger. In your fantasies, he writes a storm on your peace. Wake up and smell the danger. Ever the light casts a shadow. Ever the night springs from the light. In the end, it's never just the light you need. When balance slays the demon, you'll find peace.
Balance slays the demon. So this is the what y'all were talking about. The choir telling you the plot.
When balance slays the demon, you'll find peace.
Yeah, it sounds like it's out of an actual radio. It fits this music so well, right? It would be coming out of a crappy little battery-powered radio.
Beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green. Like an evil twin, feel it scratching within, like an insane southern ranger. And his beautiful face in his leather and lace. So can't you see the play he's staging? Ever the light casts a shadow. Ever the night springs from the light. In the end, it's never just the light you need. When balance slays the demon, you'll find peace. In the end, it's never just the dark you see. When balance slays the demon, you'll find peace.
Feels like you should be in an action sequence. Nice. I think that will happen later. I'm pretty sure you fight at the farm while the old gods of Asgard are performing. I don't know if it's this song, but I remember that event. I thought it happened in Alan Wake, but I guess not. I didn't know the Mario RPG remake was coming out in a few weeks. I'm excited. I love that game. That happens in the first game? Oh yeah, I guess it did. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I remember setting off the fireworks now. But there was a different one though. I thought there was like a more trippy psychedelic one. And they were like playing live.
In the end, it's never just the light you need.
Whispering.
Just the light you find.
Nice. Professional chair balancer. Witch Hunter. Thank you very much for the sub. And 103 months. Holy cow. God damn. God damn. Oh yeah. I forgot. Also, now that I can script my own alerts, now I can do like all kinds of fancy effects based on people's sub tenure or VIP status. Maybe I can like make things a little sparkly. Oh, that Bullet Bill was a sweet looking one. Yeah, I've reworked my alerts now, so I dumped like 500 more GIFs in there. I can't be stopped. Customized interactions. Ooh. I don't know about interactions. I want to take a light hand with Twitch tomfoolery. If I get an inspired idea, I will pursue it. Right now, it's good. It's mostly a question of like recreating all of the commands and scripts and stuff that I use inside of StreamerBot, and then even recreating a lot of OBS scenes to work with StreamerBot.
Suborned by the insidious touch of the darkness, he has experienced it himself, but merciful light burned away the darkness in his brain.
Nice. But yeah, a lot of exciting stuff. I'm really excited to dive in. Now that I kind of I've learned the basic blocks. You can even write C# code. Oh, C# code and shit.
Good.
I think the biggest thing for me now is figuring out the tools that I have to render visuals. The biggest mystery for the moment is how to make it so that the messages that people put along with subscriptions or cheers, I want that message to render emotes properly. But I don't know how to do that. Alan is such a tool. He's self-monologuing his life. Well, yeah, he's writing it. He is both the narrator and the protagonist. Pietri. Oh, no, I want to keep the nail gun. It's too good. Thank you very much for the sub. That looks suspicious. Are these the devils from the underworld? They're people whose minds have been infected by darkness. The dark presence. Ooh. Thank you, Witch Hunter. Quite genuinely, it's been so awesome to see your streams have evolved and changed over the past however long 103 months is. In the days of Hub Sipe and now the evolution of media tech. It's been great. I'm glad to hear that. That was always my goal, is to invest chunks of time into developing technological stuff. But that requires not streaming, which means not playing a video game. So, Twitch emotes only are also extensions. Ideally everything, but it hasn't been just.
The car seemed to sail through the crisp mountain air in slow motion, spinning around one axis almost lazily. The moment was hypnotic. Then it struck the pipeline in a shower of sparks, the impact turning the windshield into a burst of safety glass. As it hit the ground, I snapped out of my reverie. The car was rolling downhill, slowing down as every bump killed momentum, but still coming. The fence wouldn't be enough to stop it.
Yeah, exactly, Witch Hunter. That's the catch-22 of streaming. Fish or cut bait.
Oh, look! Mr. Hero's here! You ready to save the day?
What tool are you using that lets you use C#? It's called it's StreamerBot or Streamer.bot. If you go to Streamer.bot, I'm pretty sure that's the URL. It's a companion application for OBS that can control OBS through a WebSocket on your machine. So essentially, you're kind of running your own alert server. If you log in, it can detect Twitch events, and then you can script what happens after that. It has baked-in logic and baked-in stuff, but essentially, like, you have a variety of actions. You can affect states of things inside of OBS, so that's how you can get your audio and your visual. Oh, it just knocked them all over. What? That's not cool. Okay. I was too bewildered by all the tiny dudes flopping on the ground. Oh. But yeah, What's been just a delight for me is how robust the scripting is even inside of StreamerBot. It, like, you can call the minimum functions, it pre-populates entire objects filled with data with very clear variable names for you to use. It's not very finicky about types or anything like that. So there's a lot of things I expected to struggle with that it just did. It just did. I'm not used to that at all when it comes to like scripting or anything like that. But I guess this is like, it's not code, so it's a couple of levels raised, and it's definitely made to be user friendly. There we go. So good. Yeah, this is so great. Yeah, just being a silly little guy. For this cutscene, we need you to just be a silly little guy and also stomp on a guy's neck.
You are gonna shit yourself when you realize what I have done. Shut up!
I'm this silly little American nightmare. Don't chase me, I'm just a silly little guy. Yeah, shut up. This is what the writer said. Shut up! Ooh. Well then. Jesus. Just full on M4 or some shit? Alright. You going to Subway, Alan? You going to Walmart? You gotta strap up? God bless America. Yeah, it's Counter-Strike. Anybody in the know got a boots to the ground take on how Counter-Strike 2 is going? I'm always curious about the Counter-Strike scene. Just hearsay. Just said its first big LAN? Okay, cool. Rampant with cheaters. Oh, I mean, that's always been Counter-Strike, right? Yeah, Morrissey, that's kind of the most hated game Valve has put out. I feel like I can't trust internet buzz. I certainly can't trust, like, headlines. Steam reviews are still mixed, but 500,000 in game, so typical. Okay, so it's the user reviews are bad. People are just grumpy about something, but they all still are trying to grind out their legendary skins or something. Okay. Matches with friends had no cheaters or tech issues. Cool. That smoke does look good. Yeah, it seems like Cities Skylines 2 didn't land so great. Yeah, it happens. There's time to patch, right? Yeah.
Okay, I should be able to figure this out.
Yeah, sure. Gotta keep up your knife investments. Your knife futures. How can I figure this out?
Red lights, green lights.
God damn it.
They have to mean something.
Okay. CS2 is still in beta, even if it's fully released. There's still so many things missing. They'll add them eventually, but right now it's kind of torso. Never heard anything described that way, but I kind of get it. Like it's just the body in the middle, doesn't have all of its limbs. Okay. I mean, I'm never gonna poo-poo Valve for releasing a game, even if it is a bit confusing. But certainly Counter-Strike could have used with some new tech. So, oh, Counter-Strike's just a weird scene, man. You gotta run between the zappies? This is awesome. Doesn't get more video games than that. Oh, Cammy, I don't know if it's buggy. I remember seeing, like, I think a Reddit thread of people bummed out that it just didn't run very well. City Skylines 2, that is. I don't think I can get back this way. Can I, though? Oh, whoa. Oh no! Alright. Isn't this? Can I just leave? Okay, alright.
You have no idea how badly you're screwed. It's gonna be a blast to watch you find out.
Again, always a fan.
Don't want to get hit by those.
Forever a fan of the bad guys that just show up to talk shit along the way because they enjoy doing it. Man, I can't. I remember trying to play Dota 2 and realizing pretty quickly that it's like, it could very well just be the last game you ever try to learn to play. You could spend the rest of your life trying to get good at Dota 2 and never get there. Does it feel good to be good at Dota? Is anyone good at Dota 2? Is it possible to be good at Dota 2? I respect Valve for that regard. They might have made the most gamer game of all time. And I guess they did make it like a whole monetization platform in a way that's not really that offensive. They did kind of do it right. Watching Dota is so enjoyable. Realizing how much 200 IQ is on a table, it's mesmerizing. I could see that if you're just like constantly in awe of the mind games going on. I mean, to me that was StarCraft. StarCraft is, I think, a little like there's a couple of sets of mind games going on, whereas in Dota, it's like 20 multi-dimensional mind games all going on at the same time. Man, the sky is so pretty here. Yeah, it's like that, but 5v5.
Wait.
Trying to watch MOBAs honestly gave me a lot more appreciation for soccer/football. Just the constant maneuvering. The relative lack of action that's really just like non-stop maneuvering, and then the few like big plays that make or break a match. The problem is, in most MOBAs, those make or break moments come and go so fast. Like, God, team fights are. I guess I'm mostly thinking of League here. I don't remember many team. I don't remember how team fights typically go down in Dota, but it's like one pick and it's over. And just in some ways the match might be over. Just like dink, it was that. That was it. And now it's just snowballing.
Out there.
Yeah. I can't wrap my head around that. About like playing 45 minutes perfectly and then dropping one input and losing the entire match or something like that. It's just, God, it blows my mind. And the lights. Oh, there we go.
No, don't. Oh, it's not. It's you.
Yeah. Oh.
Did you help me?
Looks like you're feeling better now.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. I don't know what happened. There was this guy.
Before you say anything.
Yeah, Compact Lake, I guess I haven't,
like him, but I'm not.
in my time trying to watch MOBAs and get them, I didn't see a whole lot of
It was in
like
my head.
back and forth matches. It was like it was either even until the end because both teams were just kind of like feinting at each other the whole time,
About fixing things
or
never comes
some
up.
team like just stuck the knife in early and carried that lead the whole way.
It sounded really good at the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
You weren't yourself. The projector booth. That sounds about right. I need to get in there.
I have the access code for the door. Here.
Thanks.
I'm just glad you showed up now.
This game sure is going
Back
bananas
after
with
he'd
its
arranged for some
talking female characters.
Do you feel up to telling me what's going on here?
That's 3 in a row?
open tomorrow. I'm the curator. My name's Serena Valdivia.
Alan Wake.
Holy shit, it is.
She's got the hair tendrils.
I mean, I've seen you on the big screen. I know your wife.
You know Alice? Wait. Big screen.
Yeah, we have a film from her here. What the hell happened to you?
What? From her?
Getting back to Alice.
Oh, God, yeah, sorry. It's quite a coincidence that you're here.
What?
She made this short film. I mean, she shot it years ago. You're in it. It's a part of the exhibition.
I'm in a film?
Yeah, it's like... I mean, it's just footage she shot of you at some point, but she turned it into this thing. It's almost like a memorial of sorts, because, you know, you're supposed to be dead, or something.
Uh-huh. How's Alice? Is she all right?
She's okay, I guess, all things considered. I know her pretty well. You're really Alan? I can't believe you're here. Nobody knows what happened to you. But there are people who say they've seen you.
That wasn't me. He just looks the same. Like, you know.
Yeah, but that guy's a lot more slimy. The thought of him makes me... I hate him, but there's something about him, this... God, he's so creepy. Anyway, you're not like him.
Why does every character say those things specifically? He's real creepy, you're nothing like him. That's come up a bizarre number of times. Iwanga Wamaslimo. I'm gonna go to this projector building. Is there a prompt? No, I think I was just seeing the security. All right, I'm gonna close down the stream here pretty soon though, but I want to check out this projector building. Let's see what's in there. But yeah, I'm excited about the future of what I can do. Right now I'm mostly excited about condensing a lot of complexity in terms of reworking the guts of my stream. I'm also working on a brand refresh with a talented artist.
That's the security system? I guess it was too much to hope.
Going with a fresh new aesthetic. Oh geez. Destroy the dark fountains. But reworking the way that the alerts worked was part of that. So I'm glad to. Not only are we narrowing down on an aesthetic artistically, but I also have the mechanical side working. So good stuff. Will you keep your VTuber model? Yeah, I think so. I think it works really well. I mean, there's very little nuance to that. It's not hard to work that into anything. As long as I can throw bits and get funny things, I'm happy. Oh yes. Oh yes. Still quite a lot of that. I mean, I've already added like hundreds more voice lines from Half-Life to the cheer pool. Yeah, now there's other scientists, and Drill Sergeant is in there. I think the tutorial guy from Opposing Forces. He yells a lot. And then my idea is to for sub sounds, make those also randomized but iconic video game sound effects. That'll probably be like a merging of a branded sound effect, like a swish or a vroom or something like that, leading into just a randomized sound effect that plays. Oh yeah, Duke Nukem! Yeah, I need to put some Duke Nukem in there. The thing is now too, I can separate by tier and I can separate by sub tenure, so it's like, it'd be pretty easy to make it so like tier 1s get particular cheer lines, 2s get, maybe tier 3s get the Duke. Hail to the king, baby. Shake it, baby. Yeah. So good. It needs to be longer though. I could do that for subs.
The champion of light can feel the fragment of the signal.
Many
in his
options.
pocket. The weapon that can change what will be. It's incomplete, but it's all he has.
What? I have to play an arcade game? It was late at night, the summer was almost over. I want to play Death Rally. Cool. Was this a game that... I feel like this might have been a game that Remedy put out in their demo scene days or something. Yeah, Alan Wake is wearing a giant ass belt buckle. Ooh. There's old Tom Zane. Oh. Balls of Steel. Now that's a classic.
Oh, hell, this isn't going right.
Balls, balls, balls.
You've been up to something, haven't you? Too bad it's not gonna do any good. I'm a better you than you ever will be, and I've got all the time in the world. Everything you've got's going to be mine. Your life. Your wife!
Not my
What are you gonna do
wife.
about it? The sun's never coming up now. I can keep this up forever. Show yourself!
Hey, Juggernaut.
Whatever you say.
Thank you for the sub. Oh! See, he mind freaked him. That's what happens, bro. Wait. This is how it opened. He got barfed out again?
This is unstoppable. Time itself twists and tears, sweeping the champion of light back with its dark...
That's right. I forgot. That's how they make a game, is they loop you.
Again, he enters the world, but now he sees the trap for what it is. A maze that loops back into itself.
Downloadable content.
I'm here again.
Yeah, that was the thing that kind of, I remember, bummed me out a little bit about American Nightmares. They get crafty with running you through the same areas a couple times, so that they can pad out the length a little. Yeah, you don't necessarily love to see it, but that's okay. We accept it. Again, at the time I was like, that's a bummer, but it's more Alan Wake, and I'm not gonna complain about that. Also, I was pretty convinced at the time that was the last time I was ever gonna see anything Alan Wake. So I was like, whatever vehicle the game has to be to justify itself and keep telling the story, I'm down with. But who knows? It turns out, no, we actually live in the best reality because Alan Wake 2 is coming out real soon. Very exciting. I'm hoping to finish this and then Control and its DLCs before that happens. Let's see if I'm gamer enough to do it. But that'll have to wait for another day. Perhaps tomorrow. Perhaps. I still have to play Spider-Man 2. Lots of games out there, and there's also still All of Duty. There it is. Oh, I need to hit marker out Finest Hour. We're up to COD 2. So that's just taken off. It's coming out very, very soon. Yeah, I think on this Friday. So probably this Thursday night. Good shit. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope to see you next time. And remember to always love gaming. Love each other, but love gaming. All right. See you.